Hello and welcome back to another in-depth weather video. Today we are going to be continuing our coverage of the snowstorm that we are going to be getting next week and where it'll be hitting. We have gotten a new update in the models, a little bit of a change from yesterday. Some models moving it further north, some models moving it further south, so we're going to be investigating that today. If you like this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell. Now let's get right on into it. I am on the National Weather Service page, and you can see this is basically a blank map, seeing a little bit of a calmer period in the U.S., which is first time we're seeing a calm trend since probably September. So it's been pretty active over the last few months. So now we're going to be starting to see that active pattern come back. So let's take a look at that. This is the European model. So starting off, we have the low pressure that's going to move onto the coast of Baja California, and that's going to produce some rain in the south. Now, that it kind of connects to this low pressure up north that could bring some lake effect snow and some snow showers across the northeast. Then you get this next low pressure that moves onto the coast of Northern California and kind of gets its act together in the Rockies, then tries to stall here in the Rockies while it generates some Gulf moisture. Now, the epicenter of this storm will probably be in parts of the northern plains, since this storm strengthens pretty quickly once it gets out into the plains. You get heavier snowfall, line of thunderstorms, definitely a developed system there, and that trend continues where it is increasing in strength. Now, once you get into the northeast, every single major city will see this storm, from DC to Baltimore to Philly to New York to Boston. Now, out of those cities, I think that New York will get the most snow. The problem is DC gets the heaviest snow, but you switch over to some freezing rain and some rain very quickly. Philadelphia, you also get some heavy snow, but you also switch over to some freezing rain. New York, you get some moderate snow, not necessarily very heavy, but you don't switch over to a mix or freezing rain as long. So I think you'll see a snow to mix or freezing rain and then back to snow. As well as southern New England will stay all snow, and then you get some lighter snow in interior New York and the northern part of New England at the end of the storm system, but earlier in the storm system it is much heavier in parts of New York. So after that, we are going to see a kind of a more southern snowstorm, at least per the European model, that could bring some snowfall to some major snowfall, in fact, to Washington, D.C. and Philadelphia as that storm rapidly intensifies off the coast. So, after that, let's take a look at the snow depth. So we're going to go through this frame by frame here, as this is not a total amount. This is what the European model thinks will actually be on the ground. So, you have this next storm system that will bring probably the heaviest snowfall right now into areas that already have a foot of snow on the ground. You could be seeing 2 feet on the ground in parts of Iowa, Illinois, and Wisconsin because of this storm. Now, in terms of the eastern part of this storm system, it's actually showing Philadelphia getting 7 inches of snowfall, but I think that might be a little bit of an overestimate, since you only get maybe 5 or 6 hours of heavy snowfall in Philadelphia before it switches over and it's going to be much warmer there. So I'd say that this trend will continue to the north just a little bit. It's not going to be way to the north. I think that you'll see this pink area here that we see in forming over here kind of move a little bit to the north, so instead of doing this, it'll do more of this. So once that system moves through, you get your southern snowstorm, and I think it's also underestimating that a little bit in terms of snowfall. Now, let's go to the GFS to see its opinion on all this. So, the GFS takes a much different approach. This is the latest model run showing that same type of plains storm in terms of those snow showers in the northern plains, but the storm really doesn't get its act together, doesn't have a strong low pressure system until right over here. Then you start to see some more heavier snowfall, and that's in more of Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, and then it kind of falls off in terms of cold air and really doesn't get anything going. DC will probably see the most snowfall out of this in the Northeast, and probably would be the only city to see any of that snowfall, maybe Baltimore too. But then it's also showing a mid-Atlantic storm system that rapidly intensifies. So let's take a look at the total snowfall for the GFS model. So the GFS is showing the epicenter of this storm system before that being in both Missouri and in West Virginia. So you can see that the spread of snowfalls is very, very low there. And then you have that rapidly intensifying low that could bring about a foot of snow to some areas in the DC area, in fact. So let's take a look at the NAM for a little bit of a closer look at everything, and we're going to be looking at that southern rainstorm as well. So here's the NAM. We have this low pressure right here off of Baja California, and that moves onto the coast and brings in some Gulf moisture and eventually leads to some decently heavy rainfall in the south. Then you start to see that the NAM is starting to load in this next storm, moving onto the coast of Northern California, into the Rockies, picks up some steam. Then it's ending here with these snow showers and probably some moderate snow in areas of the Northern Plains and Great Lakes region. So, what do you think is going to happen with this storm? Comment in the comment section down below. But that's all I have for today. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.